the Asian shopkeepers would say, sometimes we get products and the products sell, but we never see the people again. And it was just like, well, why if your products sell? But I'm not sure the reasons behind that, but I just knew that we weren't going to be that type of business.
Yeah.
We were consistent in this. As long as it sells, we'd go back, and it did.
Yeah. Pitch Black unboxing show. Another great guest for you, which we are absolutely sure you like. And the reason this is particularly important for us is this. In 1899, an American scholar, writer, and civil rights pioneer called W.E. Du Bois said this: "Nothing positive will ever come from a community that fails to circulate its dollars." And with our money circulating in our community for hours, not days, not months, not years, unfortunately, but hours, one of the things that we are very fastidious about here at Pitch Black is making sure we buy Black better. We have simply got to do better at investing with our producers. And that's why we're so delighted to have this particular producer today, because her company does something or produces products that we use a lot of. And so who have we got today?
We have Caren Balfour from Jamaica Valley. And Jamaica Valley, well, actually, let's welcome Caren and let Caren tell us about her wonderful products. Caren, hi.
Hey, Caren.
Brilliant to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It is our pleasure. It's absolutely our pleasure. We've watched with interest because we obviously, as Black people, we buy a lot of seasoning because we don't eat stuff that is a bit bland, shall we say. So we spend a lot of money on seasonings. And one of the things we do here as a family is we make sure certain products we only buy from certain communities. So for us, when we buy Black hair care, we'd rather pay more to get it from somebody who's part of our community rather than buying it cheaply, and that money goes out. So that's just something we do as a family. So when we heard about Jamaica Valley and your seasonings, we were like, yeah, let's try this out.
Yeah, that's excellent. So Jamaica Valley, that's well, it's not just me. I would like to say that. I always have to say this because Jamaica Valley was founded by myself and my husband. He's not able to be here today. He's in China.
Okay. So, as you do.
He does. So there's a fair that happens twice a year. So he went. He's gone.
Okay, fantastic.
I don't know. We have other businesses in Jamaica. He has his business in Jamaica also. So I think they've gone to buy a machine for one of their businesses.
Okay, what's Mr. Balfour's surname or first name rather?
Euro.
Big up Euro. We love what.
Yeah. So yeah.
Calls him what?
George.
Big up to George.
That sounds like a very Jamaican thing.
Yes, actually, they don't even call him George; they call him Buck. That's his. Even I call him Buck. Okay, I've never called him George before, so yeah.
So his name is Euro. He's called George, but he's known as Buck.
Everybody calls him Buck. Yeah, that's right.
Just to not be confused, I'm going to call him Mr. Balfour.
That's right. That's fine.
Put some respect on his name.
So we founded Jamaica Valley in 2016. Just kind of came out of a place of we already had businesses in Jamaica and we were moving back to the UK after living in Jamaica for a little while, and we just kind of wanted to introduce onto the market something that was kind of missing, and we kind of realized that in the Jamaican food industry, like on the shelves, we were lacking in authentic products, so such as seasonings and just the authentic things from Jamaica. And so many people are producing in Jamaica as well, but their products are just getting to overseas.
Yeah.
So we just decided to, first of all, we've got a little manufacturing base, but we also have producers in Jamaica who produce for us. And then import the products into the UK, distribute around the UK as well.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's go right back to the beginning. I love the story. I love the fact that it's a family business. But you know, what was the early years like for Caren Balfour?
The early years for us was basically just the idea, then having a few bags of the seasoning air freighted from Jamaica, because obviously air freight is quite expensive. But when you're shipping, when you're trying to ship things in small quantities, you only need to really ship air freight. So it was literally, I would say maybe at the most 8 bags of seasoning.
Okay.
And we've got 600 coming on a ship at the moment. So that's just to show you how it's expanded. Yeah. So
and when you say 8 bags, you're not talking about like sugar bags. You're talking about
each of the bags come in 50. Each of our sacks come in 50 kgs.
Wow.
So once they come in the 50 kg sacks, we then in the UK we have our warehouse in the UK, and we pack into the smaller packaging that you see on the supermarket shelves. So the early days was literally us in my kitchen, in my other house, in my old house, and with the kids. The kids were all they were all under 12 at the time. And we just used to, on a weekend, they used to help. We used to pack them in, and it's not even the packaging that we have now. So the thing is, to begin with, we had to start with a packaging that we could sell the products at a price that would be very competitive with the people, with what everybody else was selling, because obviously nobody knew about Jamaica Valley, and then we only had a certain amount of money to push into the business. So the packaging wasn't even great, but we were able to sell the seasonings for 99p, which is where we wanted to start from, because we knew that once people did the seasonings, they would come back for more. So that's how we started. So we set the price point at 99p, because we know that people will just come in and say, 99p seasoning, pick it up and go and use it, and realize how quality it was. So that was the step one.
Yeah.
And it was just my husband basically going into all the supermarkets around London to begin with and just saying, we've got these seasonings, can you please put them on your shelf? And the only stipulation that the supermarket owners had was, if the seasoning sell, you need to bring back more, because what they've said to us, and these are the Asian shopkeepers would say, sometimes we get products and the products sell, but we never see the people again. And it was just like, well, why, if your products sell? But I'm not sure the reasons behind that, but I just knew that we weren't going to be that type of business. We're consistent in this. As long as it sells, we'd go back, and it did. And they would just take 2-3 packets and say they'll put it on the shelf, and they did, and they would sell, and then we'd go back, and some people would say no, they don't want it, and then my husband would go back the next week, and they'd say no, and he'd just continually go back until eventually we were like in most of the Caribbean supermarkets in London. And then he started to go further afield to Birmingham, Manchester, Luton, all the major cities. We just kind of researched all the major cities with the highest Caribbean diaspora. That's as simple as that. And I just said, we need to go to all of these cities and find the major towns and see where all the supermarkets are. And we just used to get up in the morning and then just bring a couple of boxes of the seasoning and just go to all of the places. I had to stop doing that because I'm very different. I was taking it really personally when people were saying no. It's like, it just kind of broke my heart. I was just like, but my husband was just like, yeah, they're going to say no. You just have to keep on going back. He's a salesman.
Water off a duck's back.
Yeah, he's always the same. And it's just a testament to who he is now, because if you go into Brixton right now, if you go into any major town in the UK with all the markets and you say George, they love him. He can sell them anything. They trust him so much. They love him, and he just got a really, really good rapport with all of the retailers. So yeah, it just started. That's how it started. It didn't start big. It started really small. It started with £600, which is what I always tell people. Jamaica Valley started with £600. Our children to help us out. We migrated from our kitchen. We built a shed outside in the back garden. We started to do a shed. Then we got a bigger shed in the back garden, until eventually we decided, you know what, we kind of need to just have like somewhere, then we got a storage facility where we used to work out of the storage facility until we ended up getting our warehouse, and that's where it is led to.
Brilliant.
That's brilliant. And that's all from 2016.
That's from 2016 to now, yes.
I want to go a little bit further back and then we'll come forward again. What you mentioned having other businesses. So
Yes.
that entrepreneurial spirit and that passion for business really comes through. What was the first sort of business or product that you brought to market or idea that you ran with?
The first, when I was in my 20s, early 20s, I used to be a travel consultant. And because I enjoy traveling, that was just had always been my passion. So I was a business travel consultant, and until September the 11th, it was really good. So we used to get really good deals. I took my dad on Concorde. I traveled, like everything was kind of 5-star. So it was what I had. But after September the 11th, everything changed, and it just became an office job. And I didn't want to work in an office. I didn't want an office job. And George has always been an entrepreneur. He's always kind of done little bits and pieces and worked for himself. And I used to come home and cry and say, I don't know why I have to keep on going back to this job. And he just say, well, then leave. And I said, be like, what? I want my bills to pay. And he just used to say, okay. And then I used to go to work and come home and cry. And then one day he just said, well, then just leave. And I just thought, well, if you're telling me to leave, that means you think I'm going to be okay. So I left. And it was from there we decided to that we were going to, well, even before we got married, because I've been married for 23 years now. So even before we got married, I already said, I'm not staying in England. And he said, I don't want to stay in England either. I'm like, good. So we both know we're going to move to Jamaica. And it was just that. So all our early marriage was just how we're going to get to Jamaica and what we're going to do when we are in Jamaica. I had the idea of, I've had my first child, who's now 22. And I just was trying to think of ideas that I could do when I was in Jamaica. And I decided that I was going to start a magazine in Jamaica called Completely Classified. Okay. And a classified magazine that I was going to put online, and you can come and just sell all of your, if you want to sell a car, if you want to sell a house, just basically like I don't know what the equivalent is over here now, but just like a classified magazine. So I planned that all, got plaques made when I went to Jamaica, got a little team together. We went around the whole of Jamaica, asked shopkeepers if they would have that magazine in their shop. They said, yeah. So we put up a plaque outside their shop that said Completely Classified. And that means they're going to start selling the magazine. And we done that. And then we had the first production almost ready, and we went to the printers in Jamaica. Jamaica is really difficult. So there's one major printer in Jamaica, and we went to that printer in Kingston, and he said to me, the money that you're going to use to print this magazine, you're going to have to print that every 2 weeks. You're going to end up running out of money. And he just started to basically say, I don't want to take your money and know that I don't think this is going to work. And then he just started to explain to me the reasons why, and it made sense. And the thing is, Jamaica wasn't ready for the internet at this time as well, because this was 2003, 2004.
Okay, yeah.
So, and even though I tried to, because I had an internet cafe as well at the same time, so I had an internet cafe, and I knew like people weren't even coming to use the internet cafe at that time that much. And so I just decided not to do it. And then I just thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to just start an auto part shop. Just like that. I'm just going to start an auto part shop. And I did. I had sold my house in the UK, and I took the money from the house in the UK. And there's a massive there's a place where you can go and buy all your parts wholesale. So all of the parts shops, all of the part shops in Jamaica go to this particular place. It's called Bert's. I'll big up Bert's. They're also
I'm aware of them.
You can go and buy one, but you can also go and buy your things in bulk. So I just used the money that I used to sell my house, and I just went there and I just bought all of the things that I thought was going to be the fastest selling. So loads of Toyota parts, Honda parts. And then I just had a shop right on the main street in Runaway Bay. And selling Honda parts, mostly Japanese parts, because it was Japanese vehicles at the time. And just learned all the part numbers, made connections with people that sold electrical parts. So then we were just doing that for ages. Had that parts business, it was going really, really well. And then my husband started to import tires from the UK. So then we had that business as well. So we were importing tires. We had like a yard. People would come from all over Jamaica, buy the tires. Also had a bar, we had a restaurant, we had a tow truck, we had
Okay.
So we had a lot going on, and that was all
in Runaway Bay, Runaway Bay.
So the business is called Lavelle's Auto Parts. Lavelle's Auto Parts Towing.
I know that.
Yeah.
In Runaway Bay.
In Runaway Bay.
As you as you come down from the Brownstown Road and turn right.
Yeah, so we were on the left-hand side.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. I drove past it not too long ago.
Yeah, so that's where we were.
Okay.
And
wild world.
But I was in Jamaica for a good while, but there's a lot of politics in Jamaica. That's a lot. So, and that would take a whole time to go into it. But basically, there was a lot of politics. Our tires, we had 2 containers of tires. The tires, they wouldn't release the tires. They wouldn't release the tires at the wharf because they were used tires, very good quality used tires. You know, used tires in England are very good quality tires.
Yeah.
Well, the tires that we were shipping in weren't. I mean, the reason why we sold so much and people were coming from all over Jamaica to buy them were because the tires that we were selling were outlasting the new tires that were coming in from Japan, and the new tire people were not happy that our tires were selling and theirs weren't anymore. And like I said, Jamaica was very political. You have to kind of know whose toes you're stepping on, or be careful that you're not stepping on certain people's toes. And obviously, I'm coming from the UK. I didn't know anything about all of these things until I'm in the depth of business.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of red tape. Things were sometimes things were good, sometimes things were slow. But the thing that kind of broke the camel's back was when they wouldn't give us the 2 containers of tires from England. We had to invest a lot into that, and to this day we still didn't get those tires back. And I just think it was just one thing after another, and I just said to my husband, I'm going to go back with the kids because I can't stay in a country that I cannot do business. If I can't do business, I have to do, because I'm a businesswoman and I need to make sure that, so I end up leaving with the kids, came back to the UK, knew I wasn't going to go back into a 9 to 5, had to kind of think on my feet, like, what is it that I'm going to do? I was doing fitness instructing for about 2 years when I came back. And then eventually, then Ural kind of closed down all the businesses while I was gone. And then he came back to the UK, and that's when we decided, let's just start this company. And then that's how it all evolved.
Wow. That is quite a backstory.
All before the age of 25 and with 3 children.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I think sometimes, one of the questions we like to ask is is advice you'd give to people just starting out. And I think when people look in and say, oh, this is a successful businesswoman or business partnership, sometimes I don't think they realize how far you've come from. And the work that goes into it.
It's a lot of work. I mean, I think people see me and think, with the tire business, it was literally the tire business was just an open yard with 2 containers. And remember, these are used tires. You have to go into the container, and the tires were doubled up, and you as a female have to go in and undo the tires. So literally you're there all day in the boiling hot sun taking out tires and selling tires. And you have to remember, in Jamaica, you have to be there when you're collecting money, because your money will go all over the place. So
money has wings.
And you can't just sit down there and look pretty. You have to be putting your overalls on, black from head to toe by the time you come home. And it's fine because you're doing business and that's what you love. So it's not, business isn't pretty, and it's not for show. And all of these past things that I used to do, it wasn't televised because there wasn't the LinkedIn's and all of that. Now the things that we had to do, and we did it because we loved it, and we did it in private because there was no way for us to be showing everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, sorry.
No. I'm just thinking the resilience.
Yeah.
You know, and that stickability to just keep going is so important. It's vital.
And we have to have a very supportive partner as well.
Yeah.
You have to, I mean, all the ideas that I come to my husband with, he has so many ideas as well, but he just supports my ideas. And then if he doesn't agree with the idea, then he'll explain to me why. And if he comes with an idea and I think, no, I don't think that's going to work, we decide why. But the main thing is that we kind of both have come together and say, he's got businesses away from me as well, so that's fine. And then I do things away from him, but the majority of the things we try and do together.
Yeah. So can I ask you then, so we've heard a lot about family business, the children helping you package the seasonings from little shed to another shed to, you know, all the way up to warehouse. So that quote that Colin read at the beginning about basically supporting legacy in the Black community. How important is that to you? And can you explain why and where you feel you're at on that journey?
Well, the thing is this, I grew up very Black focused. That's my background. When I was growing up, we watched, my mum educated, I mean, I went to Saturday school, and our Saturday school was in Brixton, and they taught us Black history. That was from since I was like 5. Black history, English, maths. So I always knew about my Black history, always. And I've always been very proud of who I am, and I understand the Black struggle as well. And I've always wanted, that's always kind of motivated me to try to do the best that I can, and my children, and explain to my children also. When I came back from Jamaica as well, I used to go to a lot of, you know, I'm not sure if you know Charmaine and Mark that do Black history studies.
Yep, Charmaine Simpson.
Charmaine Simpson, right? So I used to go to a lot of their meetings with my children as well, and they used to show a lot of documentaries, and that just really motivated me to just keep going as well.
She does a phenomenal job. Shout out to Charmaine and Mark.
Every interview that I do, I big up Black history study for what they do. Because even though I was Black focused, I wasn't too aware of the Black economic power, the power that it has. Until I went there and I was like, yeah, we need to do, this is right. I was already on the path, but it kind of made me think I need to leave a legacy. I need to leave a legacy. So it's very important for me to leave a legacy for my children, and it was very important for me to get my children involved in this business. My daughter is the operations manager up at the warehouse. And my son, when he's not at sixth form, he's up at the warehouse working. So they're all involved. I mean, I'm going to Jamaica in a couple of days, and my daughter's and there's a shipment coming, and she will be just responsible to make sure everything gets packaged and sent out to the distributor. And obviously with my help, but anything practical, she's going to have to do it because she knows. So, and the thing is, I want them to see the hard work that's gone into this, so that if anything happens to me and their dad, they can know this is not a business that you need to be selling. This is a business that you need to continue to keep in the Black community and continue to make it get to a name, just like how the Rockefellers have their names or whatever. Jamaica Valley must remain a family company, and when you have your children, you need to explain to them the importance of keeping Jamaica Valley as a family business, a Black family business. And it's just basically how it is. It's not a matter of us saying I see the lack of legacy businesses in the UK Black community. And this is something that I really hold on to. I need to make sure that this business is it continues to be a legacy company. So when people come and say, oh, we heard that you sold your company to Jumbo, it's just like, I'm laughing. That would never happen in my lifetime.
Yeah. And I think, you know, again, your passion, that it has to remain. And the work that Charmaine, they're doing, brilliant. But do you think that it's enough? Do you think that there are enough people understand that message, and is it getting out there?
I mean, in terms of people who are starting business, I'm not sure if everybody has that same thing in mind. I know a lot of people are starting businesses now. A lot of Black UK people are starting businesses, but I'm not sure if they have that same mindset as I do. I kind of don't think they all do, because obviously you kind of have words with people and you realize, okay, everybody's not really that focused. I mean, it's at the forefront of my mind every single day, but not everybody does things for the same reasons, and they're entitled to do whatever they want. But the fact of the matter is, I think once you have a reason for having your business and it is as big as saying it's a legacy company, you don't treat it like it's a small business. You treat it like it's a big business from day one. So even when I started Jamaica Valley and we were selling, we were packaging out of our kitchen, my mum could not come to my house and get a package of seasoning. She would have to go to the supermarket to buy the seasoning, because it's spec on the seasoning's name. You know, other than people just thinking you can just knock on my door and say, oh, can I get one of those seasoning? No, it was never going to be that, because I had a greater purpose for the brand, which was you're going to be able to go into the supermarkets and pick up this off of the shelf. And that's how I want it to be.
And I love that, because I think sometimes we don't do the right things. I think sometimes, for example, we don't go in the supermarket and ask for a particular product enough times so that it registers, and eventually buyers start hearing that name. The store manager repeats to the buyer, actually, everybody keeps asking for XYZ product. Maybe we should. And that's how it works. And so we've got to understand some of the processes of how group economics really work.
And the customers have done that. The customers have absolutely done that with Jamaica Valley. But then it's also making yourself seen as well, so that the customers can then say, you can actually put this message across to the customers. Because we used to always say, oh, if you go into the supermarket and there isn't any Jamaica Valley, ask them why. Because there's not, it's not that we haven't been there. So if you go there and you ask for Jamaica Valley and they say no, can you use so and so, go somewhere else and buy your shopping. Because why have they not got? And people were doing it. They were going into the shops asking for Jamaica Valley. They were saying, oh no, buy something else. And they were like, right. And they would just walk out, and then they'll be going and buy their shopping somewhere else that's done Jamaica Valley. So all the supermarkets realized, oh, we need to have Jamaica Valley. And they just start buying it everywhere else. So that is how the brand grew. It was the support of the community that put Jamaica Valley where it is today. We got the support, but it wasn't just random support. Put your face out there, tell people who you are. Social media was popping at that time, so we had to use it. It's not as great as it was, but we managed to be in a time where we could reach our customers through social media, and we used that platform very well at the time.
I think, to be fair, most of the social media companies have changed to a pay-to-play model. So if you're not paying, then a lot of your stuff doesn't get the exposure. The mighty algorithm, as they say.
Right.
No, I think it's absolutely brilliant. I mean,
Sorry, I missed that, Caren. We missed that.
Right, the social media has really changed now. Like before, you just go on and if you've got 160,000 followers, the 160,000 followers have seen your post. Now there's probably, it might not even be 10%. So you have to keep on trying to find ways to reach your customers, and it is not. It's not easy. It isn't easy.
But you're clearly getting out there, because how we started, we obviously knew about the product because we make it our business to know what's going on out there. But then over the last year or so, we started seeing you out more and more. And I think we were actually going to be at the same event in December, but at the time I had to go to Jamaica. So you're getting out there. I think this was V Roberts' event down in Croydon.
V's amazing. Yes.
Big up V as well. Another great person in our community who's just showcasing all that we're doing and helping us. So you are making a conscious effort of getting out there and telling the story, which I think is fabulous, because unfortunately sometimes our producers kind of hide behind their products because that's the comfortable thing to do, especially when you haven't done it for brand building purposes. But you clearly made the decision to start telling your story. What was the reasoning behind that?
The reason behind it was because I did think people needed to see the face behind the brand. And the reason I hadn't done it before is because I do not like to be out there in the public at all. So I would just prefer to stay behind the scenes and just watch everything go. And what I was trying to do is just push my husband in front, because he's kind of more of like the person who likes the camera. So in the early years, you would have probably seen him pop up more than you would have seen me pop up, especially on the other social medias. So he would pop up, but he kind of reflects the Jamaican side of the brand, because obviously he's born and raised in Jamaica. So I didn't really want to come up front with a brand, because how do I sound? I don't even sound Jamaican, so it doesn't come across as authentic. So that's why I just kind of wanted to hide behind as well. But then eventually I just thought, the brand is my brand. I'm a Black woman. I just need to just be talking about my brand, and that's it. And the thing is, Euro wasn't always available to be on camera, or sometimes he didn't understand the power of social media, because like I said, we come from two different worlds. He knew how to do sales. I knew about all the things with social media. To this day, he doesn't even know what I do on there. I'll show him something that I've posted and he'll like, yeah, that's nice. He doesn't understand the power of it, you know. Yeah. So he was so trying to always want to be doing things that I said to him, come on, let's do some cooking in the kitchen. Sometimes he feel like it, sometimes he doesn't, because it's just not, or he might be on the road for the whole entire day, so he doesn't want to come back and have to do stuff for social media. So so that
he might be traveling to China, as he does.
As he does. So it was just me deciding that I need to kind of, especially with my LinkedIn, it was just, I was trying to use LinkedIn how I was using the rest of my social media, and I realized it's not the same thing. It's more
different
about
beast.
It's different. So that's why people have started to see me a little bit more on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn has its positives and it has its negatives as well. So
Wow.
Yeah.
So much involved.
What's the future look like? Not just for Jamaica Valley, but for Mr. and Mrs. Balfour. What are the plans? 10 years from now, when we get you both back on one of our issues, what would have happened in that 10-year period?
Well, in 10 years' time, hopefully we are going to be in the African region. So we'll have distributors in the African region and also in the Middle East region. That's really where we want to be. Last year, we managed to get a UK distributor, which is Jumbo Foods. They've done really well. It's been a lot of little teething problems, but they kind of realized they've realized the brand for what it is. It's not anything we were trying to push towards them. They actually approached us, because I've never tried to push my brand to anybody. I've never tried to push my brand to a supermarket. If I know the power of the brand, I'm not trying to push the brand. The customers will tell you what they want and it will be out there. When Jumbo came to us, they approached us. They wanted to distribute the products. We had no problem. And then they were like pushing and pulling, like they didn't want to take it. So we were just like, you don't have to take it. It's fine. We're very happy to just continue with this distribution. Yeah. After they've got the first lot of goods, everything sold within weeks. That's when they kind of started to understand what the brand was. And then we were like, well, we told you, we wouldn't be giving you anything if we thought that it couldn't sell. So so it was just that to begin with. So we've got a distributor for the UK now, which kind of frees up our time a little bit now for Jamaica. So we kind of, we have a block building factory in Jamaica that started roughly 2 years ago. So we're making blocks. So that's Jamaica Blocks and Hardware. Okay. So we're making St. Anne. There's quite a few hotels that are coming to St. Anne now. So we're kind of in talks as well with local leaders of who's going to be producing the blocks. So that's one of the reasons why my husband's gone to China, because he's going to go and buy another block machine because the one that we have isn't even enough. That we're not producing enough blocks to service. So we just want to make sure that we're able to produce
Brilliant.
enough blocks. So so we've got that. So we're hoping to expand the block factory as well. And we've also got some land in St. Anne and St. Mary that we're looking to develop. Just waiting for some plans to come through. So we're going to be building some luxury apartments in St. Mary near the Boscobel airport, because at the moment we're expanding the Boscobel airport. So we're in talks with the MP about things that they kind of need in the area, and it's going to be kind of a little bit more open to tourism. And St. Mary is beautiful. St. Mary is beautiful.
Yeah. This is the James Bond airport, effectively, or what they've locally called the James Bond airport. Yeah.
That's it, yeah. So St. Anne is quite developed now. If you haven't got in already, it's going to be very difficult to kind of get in there. We've been in St. Anne's kind of all our lives, so we've managed to get some gems there. But I would say St. Mary is a place where you're still going to get beach there. It's quite undeveloped. It's a cheaper park, but it's right next to Ochi.
Yeah, and it's along the coast as well, isn't it?
It's a long coast. It's a beautiful coast. Yeah. And you can get land there for a little bit cheaper. So anyway, we've got some land there that we pray by the grace of God that we can just develop. And so in 10 years time, we should kind of have a few new things under our belt. I've always got ideas, so I just don't even know what next idea I will probably end up coming up with. But now I just have to my ideas have to be more kind of streamlined. Like, it needs to be something that makes sense, because I can't be making silly mistakes anymore. So it needs to be things that actually make sense now. So,
And I think that's part of the thing as well, because when you're in your 20s, you can do all sorts of stuff, and if it don't work, it don't work. You've just tried. All you've done is learned. Whereas when you are a little bit older than 20, I'm not going to even attempt to guess your age.
No, don't.
When you're a little bit older than 20,
give it away anyway so many times.
You don't want to be making those kind of mistakes, because they now have consequences.
This is the thing. I mean, I've encouraged my children to start businesses from they were young. So my son, who is turning 18 in October, he started his business when he was 11, and I didn't really see a problem with that. He got £60 for his birthday, and he decided that he wanted to start importing. I don't know if you know the cheese tricks, the little blue cheese tricks.
Yeah, like Twix.
Cheese tricks. So they're like little cheese, like what's it? But the Jamaican one.
Yeah.
So he started
Jamaican cheese tricks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So we had the seasoning coming over. So he decided he wanted to buy cheese tricks to import.
Nice.
So he was importing massive bags of cheese tricks, and then his dad was selling them in the shop while he was selling the seasoning. So he did that about 4 times, and he made he went from £60 to £700 in about 3 shipments.
Wow.
And the last shipment that came through, he put all his money into it. The customs seized it and said there was an E number in there that was banned in the UK, and that was the end. And then that was the end of his business.
Oh no!
So but he's had a lot of businesses since then. But I will big up his business. He's had a business for 2 years now. It's called Extract Makeup, and so he sells he sells lashes. Him and his friend have got a bit. I mean, they do a lot of different things. So they've got some of the girls that used to be at his school, and the girls are so brilliant. They do all the advertising for him. They do all of that, and I think they were in central London last week doing questionnaires, and he's trying to sell to lash techs now instead of just individual people. So he's 100% a businessman, and that's all he's ever known. So it rubs off on the kids, definitely.
Yeah,
it absolutely does.
And this is the importance of legacy, not just leaving a legacy in terms of securing a financial future, but the whole attitude and the characteristics, the personality that goes with it. Because we can't stress enough how important that is. Earlier when we talked about if we think the message is getting out there to everybody, I think there's still a way to go. And I can kind of understand it in this current financial climate as well. People, it's hard enough in any business, and people are just trying to pay their bills. but with that focus, that of longevity, sustained, for what's needed for legacy for our children's children, but also for the community. And I think that's one of the things that I love about Jamaica Valley. It's not just a legacy to your family, but you are, when we buy your products, it's supporting the Black community, and that whole thing about the pounds, or money in our community that's been in the community for a few hours and then it's gone. That's something that we need to break. That's something that we need to really be intentional about dealing with. It's not we get asked a lot in terms about this black focus. It doesn't mean that we exclude anybody else. It just means that our community needs help. So pro-Black is not anti anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I saw something the other day, and it was somebody had opened up a Caribbean restaurant. I'm not sure where it was, and next door to the Caribbean restaurant was a chicken shop, and everybody was going to the chicken shop. And the owner had come out and was really, really upset and using some derogatory language against the people in our community about why they're not buying the Caribbean food. And what I need to explain to people is, you don't just start a business because you want to start a business. You have to start a business because you know that there's a need for it.
There's a market for that business.
Not just because you just start a business, you think everybody's going to support you. Because at the end of the day, if you start a Caribbean shop and I don't want jerk chicken that day and I want fried chicken, then I mean, and the thing is, if you're seeing that, we need to do our market research as well, because why can't you just open up a shop then? You don't have to then just open up a Black-owned chicken shop. If you see that everybody's going to the chicken shop, that means people want chicken and chips. You don't have to have a Caribbean restaurant. Open up a chicken shop then.
This is it.
Have a chain of chicken shops. Everybody goes to Morley's. They like Morley's. You can't stop people from liking what they like. Create something that's under a Black-owned vibe then, and then people can start supporting that. So I just think it's not about not supporting the community. It's about making sure that we have businesses that make sense. And businesses that people are going to be able to just say, oh, it's so easy. I mean, you go into the supermarket, you see Tropical Sun, you see Jamaica Valley. Don't have a problem with Tropical Sun. I'll just put it out there. But you have a choice. That's where you have a real choice. If you choose, that's where you can say, oh, chicken seasoning and chicken seasoning, similar prices. Well, oh, I can just buy this. Like, there is a choice there. I mean, if curry goat and rice, fried chicken and chips, that's not a choice, because you wanted the chicken and chips, so that's what you're going to go for, So,
and I think sometimes as well, we need to do a better job at educating our market.
I think that's the issue. That's the whole
people aren't going to buy from you because they necessarily feel sorry for you. They're going to buy from you because you have a price point that matches where they're at, but also your brand values, your brand equity, and what you stand for resonates with them. So you've got to then spend time explaining who you are, educating the market about what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. And then they may or may not choose to buy.
This is it. And the thing is, it's like us selling the season 99p when we first started, because obviously it was cheaper packaging, so we could sell it at that price. So you're selling it at 99p. You cannot sell something in 99p packaging for £5. It doesn't make any sense. It's not even just the packaging. You can't sell, if people are buying their seasonings already for under £3, you can't start selling your seasonings for £6 and think just because you're Black-owned, people should buy it. It doesn't work like that. So you have to have a brand that is attainable to the people who you're marketing to at the same time. So, and this is where Jamaica Valley is. People go onto the website sometimes and they're like, they can't believe how cheap it is, because they're expecting it to be like a really expensive brand because it's Black-owned. No, it's just reasonably priced, because we have to be reasonable in order for everybody to say they want to purchase it. We don't want anybody to come onto the website or to go into the supermarket and say it's too expensive. That's what we don't want. So everything we've done, even we've got beautiful packaging now, but we've had to source packaging to make sure that it continue. We were able to sell it at a reasonable price point.
Okay.
And I want to say as well, because I've got my seasoning, right? But it's not just the whole buying back better. To me, isn't just about educating people, but it's also in the quality of your product. It's a better product. To me, it's a better product. So I was looking at it today because there's this whole, I got a notification in terms of some issue in the Whole Foods market and the whole maltodextrin, where you're going to certain, what you're thinking are health wholesalers to get your vitamins and your wholesome foods.
What is melted?
It is not very good. It's like a carbohydrate, starchy type of filler that is put into a lot of food products to bulk it up and increase profit margins. So that's what that is. So that whole thing came up and I thought, oh my goodness me, this is not good. But I know and can trust Jamaica Valley products because you haven't got it in there. Your products were, and in terms of our Black community as well. So a lot of us have this whole blood pressure issue. I love the fact that I can look at my curry seasoning and when it says salt, nil. Because one of the things with seasonings where people will say, right, okay, I've got some curry seasoning, I've got a bit of chicken seasoning, I've got a bit of the lamb seasoning, this, that, and the other. And by the time they're making this concoction and flinging in this and this and this and this and this, and then they're adding the salt.
The thing is with Jamaica Valley, you will definitely have to add sea salt to it because we do not put the sea salt in the seasoning. And the seasonings are not supposed to really, and sometimes the salt that you're tasting in the seasonings that you buy that are not from Jamaica Valley is not salt, it's the MSG. That's what gives it that really, really salty taste. So and the thing is, that's not what seasoning is. Seasoning is the herbs. And then you can then add a little bit of sea salt to kind of bring out the flavors. That's what it is. So the thing is, and the thing is as well with Jamaica Valley is everybody in my family uses Jamaica Valley seasoning. So the people who are buying the season, the people who are producing the seasoning are the people that are using the seasoning as well. So we use every single one of our products. So I know something, if one of the manufacturers is kind of, if I see that something's a little bit array, I can say, nah, this is not how it was. It needs to change. Or we've got a really good open, with our customers, we take customer feedback very seriously. So if our customers come and say, oh, the Scotch bonnet pimento wasn't as crushed out as it was like the last time, then we can go back and say the Scotch bonnet pimento that how it was the last time. So it needs to be. And even in terms of our customer service, I'm being really honest, and I've said this before, and I can put the thing is this, I can put it out there because you would find it extremely difficult to find somebody who has purchased anything from Jamaica Valley to say that our customer service has not been 100%, because we've been so, from the beginning of the journey, customer service was at the forefront of everything. And I've trained, the first training that my daughter got when she was in this business was customer service training. That was number one. So she understood the importance of customers happy. And we don't have any problems when it comes to in terms of answering emails, customer service. We don't have customer service problems because we go over and above for our customers.
Well, I can tell you, I'm very happy. I think the only time I'm not happy is when I go to the cupboard, somebody else has cooked. They use up all of my seasoning,
and they didn't tell you.
And when we're going shopping, they didn't tell me. And then the other thing is where we live. We'll chat afterwards. We'll make sure you get some down here. But I tend to pick up we're in Norwich, we're in Norfolk.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Don't say it like that.
So when I say I'm like, why you never tell me so you finish off this season? Because we actually buy ours in Birmingham when I go home to visit my dad. And so I like this is there's some the curry powder still has some in there, but we're a little low.
Also, the reason why it's not always available is as a temporary vegan.
Yes,
we won't delve into that too much. But I'm temporarily vegan, which means I cook a lot of chickpeas and lentils. And actually, chickpea curry, lentil curry. It makes a really, really good curry.
Well, all of our seasonings are vegan. We don't have any products at all in our range that have any animal products in there at all.
Yeah.
So even if it says chicken seasoning, it's not chicken in it. It's just we've got the spices in that particular seasoning that enhance the flavor of chicken.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's lovely. It's lovely.
You know what we're like when we're cooking a curry. There's chicken seasoning. There's oxtail seasoning.
Everything.
There's any kind of seasoning just going.
And we've got vegan vegetable seasoning as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got vegan.
But all of this talk is making us hungry, so we're going to wrap up. But we are going to go into what we call the quick fire dozen. But before we do that, where can people find your products?
So if you go onto our website, I mean, since Jumbo have taken over, they haven't really updated us with all the new locations that they have, to be honest. But if you go onto our website and you scroll down, there's a location section at the bottom. Click on the location section. You can put your postcode in, and it should direct you to your local supermarket that's stock Jamaica Valley. If you have
What's the website? What's the website?
JamaicaValley.com. So if you have
JamaicaValley.com. Okay.
Yeah, and if you can't find a location near to you, you can shop online as well. It takes 2 days to process all orders, and it will take 3 to 5 days. Royal Mail are brilliant. I'm just picking up Royal Mail as well, because we've used other shipping companies in the past. Other shipping companies are terrible. Royal Mail, they're standard, they're brilliant. So we use Royal Mail. So it takes 3 to 5 days, depending on the type of delivery that you choose to get to you. And if you have any problem, just email us. We email back really quickly. So that's where you can find them.
And then if you're seeing this on the shelves,
grab that.
Because I think there's times, because we kind of like came across it because we were supporting the shop, which is a black-owned shop, and so we're like, lovely. So in Birmingham, this is Humanity.
Oh, okay, that's where my friend lived. That's at the end of my best friend's road.
Okay. We know it well. Well.
So that's where we go when we buy all of our stuff. So big them up as well.
Okay.
But I think where there's so much seasonings out there, and not all of them are authentic. We'll just say not all of them are authentic. So this is why I'm kind of like, this packaging. It's not. This is an authentic one, basically.
All right, listen. All of this food talk is making us hungry. So
he wants to go season something.
there's a chickpea curry with my name on it.
Dear.
But before you go, Caren, we want to ask you the quick fire dozen. Now, this is something we do with all our guests. Don't think too hard about it. Just kind of say what comes to your mind. And if there's a brief reasoning that you want to prefer or offer, then do that as well. So the first question is jollof
or rice and peas?
Definitely rice and peas, because I don't actually think I've tasted jollof before. I know this sounds, I don't think I've tasted jollof before. It looks really nice. It smells really good. I'm not really a rice person because I try and stay from the carbs. So I grew up eating rice and peas. So I would say rice and peas. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. But jollof is nice too. So when you get a chance, do try it.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
And then you can do a jollof seasoning.
Yes, and we were we did have somebody in Nigeria that used to sell Jamaica Valley products out there until COVID. But
Okay.
Good. Yeah. All right. Second one, plantain
or plantain.
Plantain.
I think growing up in Jamaica, I figured.
Plantain.
All right.
What do you mean?
This might be an easy one as well, but again, you might surprise us. Beach holiday
or city break?
Oh, gosh. I'm not a beach girl, funnily enough. I like cities. So personally, I wouldn't choose a beach holiday per se, because I don't like going to the beach. I don't like going. I'm not a beach girl. I like cities. I love city breaks. Yeah, I like city breaks.
Which I find interesting, having grown up or been around Runaway Bay, which is literally where most of the great beaches or lots of great beaches are there.
Even if my friends used to come and visit me, there used to be like a beach, but wherever there's a beach, there's a bar. They used to be swimming in the water, and I said, while watching them. That's me. I'll be
I like
there
it.
in the water. I'm just not a beach girl.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cash flow
or capital appreciation.
Capital appreciation. Cash flow, definitely. You need to have a good cash flow. You know, I mean, the times that we struggle the most in our business is when the cash flow is not. I mean, capital, you can come up with your capital, but the cash has to keep on flowing. Otherwise, you're going to put yourself into problems. So definitely, yeah.
So we appreciate the cash
love
flow.
it. Love it.
I love
And
the cash flow.
sometimes without the cash flow, you don't get to the capital appreciation.
This is it.
Netflix
or YouTube.
YouTube, definitely. I'm not a movies girl. I like documentaries. And some good documentaries on Netflix, but you can find what you want on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Reggae
or Afrobeats.
Again, an easy one for you, I think.
Not easy, you know, because I'm loving my Afrobeats lately. But I have to go with reggae. I have to go with reggae because I have to. But I do love Afrobeats. But I'll go with reggae because I mean it'd be bad for me not to go with reggae. But I love Afrobeats.
Okay.
I love Afrobeats.
All right. If you don't tell anyone, we won't tell anyone. You can still keep your Jamaica card.
Okay.
Listening to music
or listening to podcasts.
Listening to music. I'll be honest. I'm not always listening to podcasts. Like I said, I'm a documentary girl more than kind of podcasts. So yeah, I like listening to music. Yeah.
Okay. Coolio. Dark chocolate
or milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
Okay. Stocks and shares
or crypto.
God, crypto at the moment. Oh, although it's doing really bad. They're both doing bad at the moment, but yeah.
No, it's not really bad. Horses for courses, if that's your flavor.
I mean, I've got stocks and I do all of that, but crypto, I'm a crypto girl at the moment, but it's doing really bad. So yeah.
Okay, good. Samsung
or Apple.
Ah, Lord have mercy. Do you know what? I've got an iPhone and I had a Samsung for years. Samsung used to do really well, but their camera quality kind of changed the last couple of times. So I've gone up to the iPhone. But I have to pick up China. I mean, a lot of things are going on with China and America, but I'm sorry, China is where it is at. I'm telling everybody right now, don't listen to all the hype. Get yourself over to China. They're ripping us off in these places. Everything is cheap.
That's the joke.
Get out.
Yeah, that kind of argument is working out for some of us.
That's the joke. Whether it's Samsung or Apple, they're both made in China. That's the irony.
So what can you say? I'm not really just a phone that works and I can do my work. That's it. Yeah.
Night in
or night out?
When I'm in England, a night in. When I'm in Jamaica, a night out.
Ooh, okay. Good answer. Yeah. And I can see that. I can see that. Okay. Now, are you a vegetarian or a vegan by any chance? Because we've been stumped by this next question before.
No, I'm not a vegetarian or a vegan.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Oxtail
or curry goat?
Curry goat. But curry goat cooked on a coal stove, and it has to be local Jamaican goat, not foreign goat. So it has to be like if you go to a dance or a party in Jamaica and they're cooking it on a coal stove, that kind of curry goat. No other curry goat but that type of curry goat.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
with a nice cup of Manish water.
That's it, right?
Oh, now you're talking.
And you can have the Manish water.
Yeah.
And take out all the Manish bits. Then I would drink it. As long as I don't have to see any of the Manish bits.
As long as you don't buck up on a piece of teeth.
Could you get the pain? Could you get the pain?
I know.
You've chosen the wrong Manish water supplier, clearly.
And then
oh, man.
But it tastes so good.
Yeah.
But listen, Caren, it's been an absolute pleasure. We've enjoyed our conversation with you. Well done for all that you and Buck, Mr. Balfour, Urel, George is doing, and the rest of the Balfour family. We're really, really excited to watch the journey We will continue buying our Jamaica Valley seasonings.
Yes.
And we implore you to go out and get your Jamaica Valley seasonings as well. But
Thanks.
well done for all that you're doing. And rest assured, we'll be celebrating you, cheering you on, and challenging you to go even further. So thank you very much, Caren Balfour.
Thank you very much. Thank you.